And there's one of them tabs where it goes into the calendar. I think it's the Mayan calendar, the first one where it goes into the Mayan. It tells you about the calendar and so forth. It's down in there. You just got to find it, all right? But anyway, the reason why they made that movie, or when they made that movie, they based it off of the prophecy of the Issacharites, the Mayans and the Aztecs. And you know what? The Mayans and the Aztecs are right. But it doesn't mean that this man going to go down in 2012, but this man may go down in the next couple of months, in the next 6 months, in the middle of 2011. It could happen in 2012 or a little beyond 2012, but we're right in that time. In other words, we're not going to be here for another 50 years. You see the tension going on around the world, okay? Everything's in place for this man to crumble down, man. You see his bridges going down. He don't have no money. He can't build anything back, man. His society's going down slowly, but then the Most High is going to speed it up by causing them to go over there to Iran and Russia getting involved, and then they're going to have that nuclear war. They're going to have that Third World War. So we right in that time. So anybody that calls themselves being in the Bible that can't see that, then there's something wrong with you. Okay? All right, go ahead, Otter.
1 Chronicles chapter 12, verse 32. And of the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times, to know what Israel ought to do, the heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandment.
Read that again, nice and slow.
And of the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times, to know what Israel ought to do, the heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandment.
Now go from there to the book of Genesis, the first chapter and the 14th verse. I'm sorry, the 14th and the 15th verse. All right, go ahead.
Genesis chapter 1, verse 14. And the Most High and the power said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years.
Read that again slow.
And the God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven.
The lights in the firmament of the heavens is the sun, the moon, a greater light to rule the day and a lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. So that's what we're talking about. The sun, the moon, and the stars. Go ahead.
To divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons.
Let them be for signs. What's a sign? An omen. Like I don't know if it's today or tomorrow. They had it on the news where they're going to have another, I think it's a solar eclipse. But it can only be viewed in Hawaii. That's a sign. That's a sign that something's getting ready to come. When Moses, before he was born, don't you know the Magi's, the stargazers of Egypt, they knew that there was going to be a deliverer because they saw the stars, the formation of stars, and they said that Koltep, which is Halley's Comet, came through, and they said a deliverer's coming. Remember before the Lord was born, or when he was born, there was a star that Herod kept in contact with the company of wise men about the star. You can read it yourself in the New Testament. Read it for yourself in the New Testament, and they knew that there was going to be a Messiah, the prophecy of the king of Israel to take down Esau, pursuant to Numbers, the 24th chapter, because it said a star shall come out of Jacob. So they knew about the stars, that the certain formation of stars or comets or eclipses. When the Lord was put on the cross, was not there darkness for the space of, I believe it was 3 hours? And it was what, 3 o'clock? I believe it was from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Because they said it was the 9th hour, right? 6 in the morning is the first hour, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Actually, I mean 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. The 9th hour of the day was around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He was already on the cross. And what happened? There was darkness. Why? Because there was an eclipse. That was another sign. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 43, verse 6. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of...
For a declaration of times. Now go back to Chronicles and then go back to the Apocrypha.
This is 1 Chronicles 12 and 32. And of the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times.
So what does that mean by the times? It means they can look up into the heavens and they can say, this is what's going to happen. When Israel went out to war, they're going to win the battle. Or no, don't fight on this day. Wait 2 weeks later. The high holy days. But in the case of Issachar, they looked at the stars and the Most High gave them the spirit to know that something major was going to happen. That's why everybody around the world points to 2012 coming from the Mayans and the Aztecs. All right, go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus 43 and 6. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. From the moon is a sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven.
Yeah, there's a couple of photos. This is on the Tehukan webpage from Wikipedia. It says, view of the Avenue of the Dead and the Pyramid of the Sun from the Pyramid of the Moon. And then when you scroll down, there's another picture. It says, and the view in the other direction from the Pyramid of the Sun. Should I go to Maya?
Go to the Maya.
All right. Now, I'm going to go to Maya. I had, well,
Go to the part with the calendar.
yeah.
About the calendar.
Yeah, I got something of interest to you, too, to tie into what you just read, dealing with the observations. The tribe of Issachar, also known as the Mayans, and their observation of the sun and the moon and whatnot. This is under Maya in the Wikipedia. It's under notable constructions. It says observatories.